Hello and welcome to our latest episode of the preview show. As always, a massive thank you to Sportsbroker for their continued support of our show and our post-match show. Today, I am joined by Town's goal-scoring centre-back Naby SARR and Ebs from Nujum Sports. How are you both?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Naby, 2 goals in 3 games. You must be pleased with your recent performances.
Yeah, of course. I'm very happy with that. Most importantly, I'm really happy to be able to help the team in the way possible. So yeah, I'm really pleased.
I spoke to you about this after Luton Town, but you've had to bide your time this season, and you're definitely making the most of your opportunities when you get them.
Yeah, of course. I had to be patient. As I haven't been playing as much as I would have liked to, like last season, but it's part of the game. We have a bigger squad this season with a lot of good players. So I think we're all doing great. Everyone has a part to play in this season. So you just have to stay focused and try to to do your best whenever the opportunities comes.
Perhaps the most impressive aspect of your recent performances is the fact that you're performing at that level whilst fasting. For anyone watching the show who doesn't know or fully understand, what is Ramadan?
So Ramadan is like an important month, for the Muslims. It's an important month in our religion where you cannot eat from sunrise to sunset. No eat, no drink, and yeah, it's part of it. We have to do it, to put our shoes in other people's shoes, because we sometimes feel like food and drink and all these facilities are guaranteed. And other people, they don't have food or drink regularly. So it's a whole month to be humble, and to be grateful of everything you have, really.
Building on that, sorry, Ebs, go ahead.
Just to add on that, obviously Ramadan is just the name of a month, Islamic month itself, and it's the Islamic calendar goes by the moon, the lunar calendar. So every year it moves forward 10 to 11 days. So next year it's going to be March 20th or the 21st. And on top of what Naby said, a lot of the wisdom is about empathy for other people who might be fasting. Generally, one of the main things we achieve from this is God-fearness, being more fearful of God as well. But yeah, Naby summed it up quite beautifully.
Yeah.
Building on that, what does Ramadan entail for you? So when do you get to break fast? What kind of things will you eat when you break it?
Like you said, it's when the sun sets, so when the sun go down, I'm able to break fast. So the times change a little bit every day, going forward or backward. I don't know, 3-4 minutes every day. And yeah, I'll try to have, because now I break the fast around 8 p.m. between 8 and 8:30. So I try to have as much carbs as I can, because I haven't been drinking or eating the whole day, because I still have to perform the best way I can, even if I'm doing the Ramadan. So we're working a lot together, me and the nutritionist Nessan and Ben, to have the best meal possible, to make up for the whole day I have been missing to eat and to drink. And I think they're doing a brilliant job, really helping me out. So that's good.
You're one of 8 players across both the academy and the first team that are following Ramadan. How do you balance fasting with being a professional footballer?
Yeah, it's about your commitment. Like, I'm really committed to my religion, so I don't see that as a bad thing. In the opposite way, it gave me strength. And yeah, you have to it's everything in the mind. You have to deal with it. And yeah, I think it's possible. I think a lot of players do it now. So I think you can mix being a professional football player and fast as well.
I know that Ebbs asked a great question before we started recording, so I'm going to pass over to you, Ebbs, to ask that one again, please.
No, I was just asking Naby. She was playing on Saturday. I think it was a 12:30 kickoff, and I was watching it at home, and he started and he scored the goal, and I saw a lot of the tweets about him fasting. So how did he manage that? Because usually I train, but I train about 5-6 o'clock just before I break my fast, so it's a lot easier. So playing 90 minutes in a game in the championship is not the same. So how does he manage it really?
Yeah, I try to to eat the right things before I go into my fast. And when it's an early kickoff, 12:30, I think it's a little bit easier because it's early in the day. Maybe the rest of the day is a bit harder because after a game normally you go, you eat, you drink, you refuel. But I think it was easier for me because it was an early kickoff. And yeah, I was feeling great during the game because I had the right things to eat, the right things to drink the night before, thanks to the nutritionist. So I think, yeah, it's all about management, what you eat, what you drink, and just to be ready to go to the game.
Ebbs, you are the founder of Nujum Sports. Tell us a little bit about what Nujum Sports do.
So we are a not-for-profit organisation set up in 2020 to support Muslim athletes in sport, male and female. Since our launch, we've also launched something called the Muslim Athlete Charter, which Huddersfield Town have signed up to, and we've been working quite closely with the academy and first team to support their Muslim players with halal food and prayer space. And we were at the game last week against Luton, so it was an honour to be there to see Huddersfield Town win, and just supporting the club around, supporting the Muslim players. Ramadan is obviously a special month. A lot of our work is with clubs and just sort of making sure that players of a Muslim background have the right facilities in place so that they can practice their faith and also have enjoy their time at the club.
Where did the idea come from?
The idea came from actually just a conversation in lockdown with a footballer who's actually left the country now. He's playing the Premier League. He's playing abroad now, and he was struggling. Being a footballer, Naby can probably attest as well. You have a routine, training home, and when lockdown kicked in, that stopped. No games for 3 months or training, and you're stuck at home. And a lot of these players who are not from England, they've got families in France or other countries around the world. They were stuck at home, and he was struggling. And he asked me to put him in touch with a scholar. He's actually from France as well, the player. He actually asked me to put him in touch with Mufti Menk, and I know Mufti Menk, and I put him in touch. And I thought to myself, you know what? He's not the only one that's struggling with mental health problems in lockdown. And sometimes, obviously, mental health is a taboo in society, and it's even a bigger taboo in the Muslim community. And Nujum Sports was born.
I have seen the Ramadan packs that you've brought along to the training ground the past 2 years. They are clearly incredibly well thought through. Can you talk us through what goes into those? Yeah,
so every year we're increasing. Obviously, last year was the first year, and we were talking just before we started recording how you were watching the video that we made last year. And this year, obviously, we've taken it up a notch with a travel prayer mat and dates and perfume, all best perfume, and Ramadan postcards. And a lot of thought does go into it. It's a long process, but to have all the clubs on board to support it, it shows how far we've come as a country, because we won't be able to do things like let me rephrase that. England is miles ahead of other countries in terms of supporting Muslim players. Miles ahead in terms of prayer spaces, halal food. We've had over 50 clubs sign up to our Muslim Athlete Charter. Obviously, Huddersfield being big one. That shows a commitment to supporting players like Naby, and he just wants to play his football but also like he just wants to make sure that if he's got halal food, certain requirements with his faith, and it's an amazing thing, you know. And like I said, this country is miles ahead of other countries in terms of supporting Muslim athletes.
Naby, you've received a pack. What does it mean to you that Nujum Sports are here to help provide that extra level of support and care for you?
Yeah, of course, it's really, you know, really important. It's, you know, I feel the support from them. I think all the Muslim athletes as well, they feel it. I think it's, you know, like you said, in England, we miles ahead of the other countries. Like, example, in France, I don't think it's the same. You know, I don't feel that the Muslim players have this much support, but you know, nations like that. So I think that's only good, and I think moving forward is gonna be even better for the, you know, future generations. So that's really good.
You touched on it in one of your earlier answers, Ebbs, but you also created the Muslim Athlete Charter. So for everyone watching, what is that?
So it's just a 10-point guide, a framework for organizations to pledge, and gives them a guidance on how to best support their Muslim athletes. Obviously, like you mentioned, you've done GCSE, RE, and obviously you know a bit about Ramadan, but you might not know some of the intricacies, like little things like, can you have water, can you have this? And that's all it provides, is a guide for clubs to best support their Muslim athletes when they join a club or when they're at their club. There was nothing like this out there, where organizations or clubs like yourselves can go to and say, look, I've got you, like you said, you've got 8 players in the club, which is probably one of the highest in the country that are Muslim, where you can go somewhere, a resource, a tool, and say, you know what, let's put this in place, and this will only, as you all know, a player that is mentally nourished will perform 100 times better on the pitch as well. And that's literally all it is. And to have tremendous support from Huddersfield is amazing every year. I work really closely with Adam Powell, head of education at Huddersfield, and he's a top guy. He hasn't paid me, by the way, to say that. So if he's listening, but I know he does. I wish, like, when I was there last about a month ago now, I was at Canal Side, and he took me to a tour, and he showed me how the chefs had prepared meals for iftar and suhoor, and like pancakes and all of this stuff. Wow, that is huge. I don't know of any other club that does that in the UK, and I thought that was impressive for me, because like knowing that players like Naby and the academy boys like Brahima and Naz, like, they don't have to worry about food. Literally, it's all packed ready for them. They've got their protein shakes, they've got their smoothies, they've got their suhoor, and their iftar sorted is huge. And I know Naby appreciates it. I can tell. Because like you said, it's unbelievable the things that the club is doing, and even to be like last Monday when I was on the pitch, like that's a huge step in the right direction. I was privileged to be there and honoured to be on the pitch at halftime and speaking about the charter, handing them our certificate, and watching Naby come on. I think that got the loudest cheer when Naby came on and got the assist.
What you were saying there, like, yeah, I think it was talking to Naby on the touchline at Middlesbrough. I didn't know that fasting included water as well. So the fact, Naby, that you were playing at Middlesbrough and it was hot, like, it was such a nice day, and the fact that you're doing that and you can't stop for that refreshment break with your teammates, like, I think Toffs in his tweet just summed it perfectly. Like, you respect your values and your religion so much. Like, you know, being a footballer demands a lot from you, but the fact that you can like rise above that and just stick to your religion, that's just so impressive isn't the right word, but honestly, it's just absolutely incredible. And it must mean a lot to you that, you know, your teammates are that supportive of you.
Yeah, I feel so grateful to have the teammates I have right now, because they really support me in you know, every even last season during Ramadan, we have a fridge in the changing room with like some fruit, some yogurt and everything. And Top said to the nutritionist that he wanted to, cover up the fridge so I cannot see the food and everything. And I said to him, I really appreciate, this, but it's fine. Like, I'm used to it now. So even if I see food or drinks, it's fine. But the fact that he thinks about this, means so much to me, and I'm really grateful. Just to tell you, I had like 3 or 4 players that tried to do the Ramadan one day this season, and they done a full day, and then they came to my house to break the fast with me, and they said, I don't know how you do this, but that's really hard. So, just for them to be like in my shoes for one day, to see how he feels and everything, it means so much to me. Yeah.
You commented on it a little bit in your answer a moment ago. So Nujum Sports have been involved with the club for 2 years now. What do you make from what you've seen and from what Naby said of Town's commitment to helping and better understanding our Muslim players?
I think it's, like I said, it's an honour to work with Huddersfield Town, and so I just mentioned in terms of the support you're providing, like the food, like that blew me completely. Like that's going above and beyond for your Muslim players, because you don't have to provide them food outside of work hours, right? And that's going above and beyond, making sure that they're well looked after. Even when I was at the game, I was speaking to Karen, and she came to me, and you're designing a whole questionnaire when athletes join your club, when players join your club, in terms of, do they need halal food? Do they need prayer space? Again, that's going above and beyond. And we're seeing the next level, and Huddersfield are taking that to the next level, 100%. And support you, because obviously I'm in constant communication with Adam, how to best support the lad. When he has a question on anything, he's always messaging me. So I can only speak highly of the club. And I hope I showed that by attending while I was fasting, driving up to Huddersfield, because obviously I'm in London, because I wanted to show the support for the club, because again, for us as an organisation, it means a lot when clubs go out above and beyond to work with us, signing the Muslim Athlete Charter, accepting the packs, doing the Ramadan workshop for the academy lads that we delivered. And again, providing support for players like Naby. That's what we want. As long as these guys have the off-field resources to support them, on field, they're gonna give 100% for the club, and you can see that. Naby's is a legend, right?
Remember saying to him, any defender that can score headers like that is an absolute winner. Naby, I know you've mentioned it a little bit earlier, and you spoke to Raj about it a few months ago, but how does the club help you?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, the clubs help me about, facilities. Every weekend we play away. Someone finds me a room to pray without even me asking it. So they straight come to me and say to me, Naby, we found you a room if you want to pray. In the club, we have the chefs, the nutritionists that help me with the halal food. Like Nujum said, with the packs to take home, to break the fast, to eat before, I start the fast. So it helps me so much, and I'm really so grateful, because it's even more than I could have imagined. So in terms of everything, they make me do my religion like much more easily. So I can now focus on the football, and while I'm doing my religion the best. So it's perfect.
And then finally, looking ahead to our game against Barnsley on Friday, it's a big game. It could secure our place in the playoffs. Are you ready, Naby?
Yeah, of course. I think everyone is ready. We want to keep the momentum going. I think we had the three last game where we're good, so we have to to keep going, and yeah, take game by game. Now the game of Middlesbrough is gone. Now it's about Friday, so we have to prepare the best, and to give everything Friday to get the 3 points, of course.
Thank you both for taking the time out of your day to join me, and thank you again to Sportsbreaker for making this content possible.
Thank you.